That a quick clean off. A little bit of a clearer picture there. So hello, I'm in beautiful downtown Sisters, Oregon, and I'm here for the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show, which if you haven't heard of it, this is the 50th anniversary of the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show. And so this is a bucket list trip for a lot of quilters, and I am pinching myself that I get to be here and get to hang out with all the fun quilters. It is a hot day. I was out here yesterday and the temperature went up 12 degrees. It was a beautiful day yesterday, and it's a little toasty today, but apparently not as hot as last year when it got to over 100. So it's like 96 today. It's starting to cool down a little bit with the breeze, but hey Carmen, hey Catherine, good to see y'all. So I'm in Oregon at the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show, and it's a one-day show. So I got up early this morning and I took some video and photos that I'll share later of them hanging up the quilts. So starting at 7 a.m., they hang up the quilts all around the town. I'm going to show you here in a second. Let me make sure that I have that lens cleaned off as well. So they hang up the quilts outside all around town, and then at 4 o'clock, which is here, it's going to be about 3 minutes, they're going to start taking them down. So I wanted to share with you. You can see right along here all the quilts. And we're going to go see if we can hit up Main Street. We're going to walk down. So I was one street off of the Main Street. The Main Street here is not called Main Street. It's actually called Cascade. But we're going to head down. And if we're lucky, if I walk a little fast, we'll get to the Stitchin post as the firefighters are taking down the quilts that are up on the Stitchin post. But they're going to start that in about 3 minutes. So I don't know if we'll get there in time, because it's about 5 blocks. So maybe, if I don't stop to show you these quilts, which how can I not stop to show you these beautiful quilts. So there are wires up here and they're all hung up on clothespins. Isn't this beautiful? I mean, the downtown, like with all the flowers, it's already such a beautiful downtown. And then you add the quilts and it is just charming. So if you look over here, the quilts up on, and this goes on for blocks. It's like at least a dozen blocks here in town that have the quilts hanging up, and it's a little look at how many people are here, but this is slower. It was packed earlier, so that I'm doing this here at the end of the day means that we'll actually be able to see some of these quilts.
We have to walk on that side anyway. We have to go over there, so.
Oh, we're behind.
You aren't talking to any people.
I am. I'm like, look who I ran into. It's Teresa and Hawk. I've been saying to people, I knew that y'all were walking around here.
We are.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I'd hop on a YouTube live before they they're already you can see they're already starting to take down the quilts.
Oh, they're taking down that really cool one too with the moon phases. I like
Yeah.
the color palette on that.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, for being a small town, it's easy to miss everybody and everything. Like,
I know. But I knew Chris was hanging out here, Chris Martini, and I saw him earlier today, and so I got to see you guys and give a hug.
Good to see you. Thank you. All right.
Well, I'm driving out tonight, so
Right.
I'll catch you guys
We'll see you
later.
next time.
Bye. All right, so we're gonna. So you can see there's 2 quilts that are already down. They come down so quick as they pack them up. Hi friends, there is such a glare on the screen. I'm trying to see your comments. It's hard to see all of them, but look at that. There's quilts all the way down there. And then I don't know if you can see all the way down there. And we're going this way for like another 4 blocks or so to get to the Stitchin Post, which is the big quilt shop here in town. Check out as much of this as we can. So you can see the team here, they're taking down quilts already. I'm catching the last little bit, soaking in as much of the quilts as we can. But yeah, this is such an operation for a one-day show. And these are volunteer teams that are put up the quilts this morning and that are taking them down right now. And then on top of that, they have volunteer teams during the day, like they call the quilt rescue. So if one of these quilts, here's another one here. Oh my gosh, check this out. Isn't that stunning? Okay, so they have a quilt rescue team. So if one of the quilts falls because of like the wind, there's some more quilts over there, and over there, and there's just quilts everywhere. It's like a quilt heaven. But the quilt rescue team, if one of the quilts falls during the day because of the wind, they come and swoop in. And we've had some breeze today, but it wasn't too windy. It wasn't too bad. So I actually talked to the quilt rescue team about a half hour ago. You can see more quilts over there. And they said they had some where they just like fixed the corner. They came in and, would fix the corner that was starting to fall. But pretty much they were all able to stay up for the day. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they start taking them down at 4.
Oh my gosh.
So, like, and behind us, it's just quilts everywhere. I've never seen something like this before. It's just, like, who would even think that you could have a town full of quilts? Right? It's like literally a Hallmark movie. Do they judge these quilts? I think so. I mean, it's a quilt show. I do believe that they're judged. Yep, you can see like the quilts here have already been taken down. I think we're about 2 blocks away, maybe a block away from the Stitchin Post. Oh, wait. We'll see if we can interrupt Chris for a second.
Do you post your schedule?
I need to.
This is Chris Marchini. I'm on YouTube Live.
Hello, everyone.
And I just ran into Teresa too. So like, what are the odds? It's like we planned it. And this is his AccuQuilt community quilt that they did. So how cool is that? But, yeah. Yep. Bye. So we're still trying to make it to the big shop. They have them all the way up high. Whew. Yeah, isn't this amazing? Like, I've heard of it and I guess I've like seen pictures, but to experience it, it's like, it's surreal. Here, look at this. Okay, there's a car that just caught right there, but look at this. It's a bunch of quilts just hanging on a shop. Like, who dreamt this up? And can I live in their brain? Because that sounds amazing. Okay. Looks like we're here in time to see the fire department taking down the quilts. They've already got quite a few of them down, looks like, but we're not too late. So this is the Stitchin Post, which is the big quilt shop here, and this is the side of the Stitchin Post, and Okay, I want to not be in her video. So, and then here, like, this is where the backs of quilts here. So, look, more quilts over there. Another quilt, the American flag one over there. More quilts over here. But here they go. Look, that one's hanging. All right, it is blistering hot. I want to see if I can get in the shade and show you this from the shade. Okay. So, whew. All right. Found a little shady spot. And we can get a view of them taking down the quilts. Because, like, that's a wrap on the quilt show. They put them up at 7. I was here, gosh, by like 8 o'clock. Not even quite 8. They already had all of these quilts up. And it was quilts all the way up to the very top here. So they had those quilts all up. And then, so, yeah, from like 8 to 4. So what's that, like an 8-hour quilt show? Give or take. And it's free to walk around and to see the quilts. And there were lots of different, like, local vendors and lots and lots of local, like, darling shops. I was doing some shopping yesterday because, of course, I couldn't help myself. But here they are taking down, you can see, he just, over here, he just dropped that quilt, and then you can see he's taking this quilt down over here. So I can't imagine how much work this is for just one day, a one-day show. They do a full week of classes ahead of time. So if you're planning on coming, I would look at the classes ahead of time and see what kind of classes there are. Someone was telling me, so they do the classes in the local high school, and someone was saying that like every classroom in the high school had a class of students in there, quilting students or some kind of making. One of the students was telling me they took a barn quilt class, so they were painting on wood panels. They were painting barn quilts on wood panels. So it's not all sewing classes necessarily, but they had all kinds of classes going on. All right, we're gonna see if we can see any of the other quilts real quick before they come down. This is the last chance for these. Look at how pretty this is with the quilts. Just, oof. Just get to walk through the quilts. Wouldn't it be cool if it was like this every day? It's a Hallmark movie for sure. Because come on now. That's Hallmark Channel right there, 100%. Oh, it looks like there's some t-shirt quilts maybe coming down over there. They had some more quilts over there. It's so darling. All right, and they had the streets completely blocked off here, the side street. So we just walked down Cascade, and we're headed over. This is Hood Street that we're about to walk to, and Hood Street was completely blocked off, and people could just walk down the streets and enjoy the quilts. Oh my gosh, there's still quilts up here. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. So this looks like it's still blocked off, and I can still walk it without being unalived. All right. Sorry for the shaky camera work. Like, you can just hang up quilts in the middle of town. These are obviously, so these are entered in. I know my friend Stacy So Stacy W. From Stacy W. Quilts, she had 4 quilts that made it into the show. All right, we're gonna see if we can survive crossing the street. All right, we're gonna look at these quilts close up. Oh, we still can. Oh, this is Alex Anderson. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's Alex Anderson.
Hello.
I'm just doing a little YouTube live.
Oh.
And it is the Alex Anderson. That I'm just like, I was just saying this is like a Hallmark movie, and like, then you just stumble across Alex Anderson sitting in a garden full of quilts. Like, where does this happen?
Sisters, Oregon.
Only in Sisters, Oregon, and only one day a year. It's like Christmas. It just happens one day a year of magic. Yeah, that's incredible. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Oh my goodness, you guys, that was the Alex Anderson just hanging out with her quilts in a garden, because that's what, totally normal, right? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So they had quilts on these frames in the middle of the street as well, but those have already been taken down, and things are getting just broken down a little bit. All right, they're taking quilts down over here as well.
Full stop.
All right, friends, hopefully you can forgive my shaky camera work. Super exciting. I'm gonna go find some ice cream. I heard there's a good ice cream shop somewhere around here, so I'm gonna go find some ice cream and geek out over some quilts for just a little bit longer, and then go grab dinner with some friends here in Sisters, Oregon, at the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show. So much fun. So much fun. All right, friends, hopefully you enjoyed walking around and the journey. Yes, agreed. Alex Anderson is phenomenal. She's a legend. Total legend. All right, friends, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you stay nice and cool, and that you enjoyed the quilts, and that you find some time in your day to do a little something quilty. All right, friends.